So what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, where today I wanted to do a review type of video on The Darkest Shore. I've played this map quite a few times and I feel like I've played it enough in order to give it like a little bit of constructive criticism towards the map. I wanted to start off by saying that the map is overall a really good map and I enjoyed playing it. I played it mostly solo, but I have also played it co-op with Jared the other day on a live stream. I believe that was yesterday by the time of recording this video. That was yesterday when I did the live stream. But regardless, it was really fun playing it, even though there are certain things that do get annoying, and I'll get into that later on. But overall, this map is a good map, and I like the direction, sort of, so far that the World War II zombies is going. Again, there are a few things that I'll get into which will be reasons why I don't like the direction of how it's going or where it's going. But more specifically, looking at the map, I like the map. Just a base map, not looking too deep into anything like storyline or whatever. I like the map. Gameplay wise, it feels really fun to play. It somewhat feels fresh to play, but that's probably because we haven't really got a lot of new or fresh content in zombies at the moment, with the whole Final Reich thing, for me personally, not working out so well. Didn't like the map, so I just didn't play it. So because I didn't play it, I don't really know much about World War II zombies at the moment. Like, I don't know the names of certain bosses and stuff, so if during this video I try to explain a certain boss, I'll probably describe it rather than calling it by a particular name, because I don't know all of their names. However, Sledgehammer have done a really good job of this map. Like I say, overall, it's really great. And one thing I really do like, when I first started up the game for the first time, I had no idea what was happening with this little pre-round 1 thing, where you had to kill probably about 20 to 30 zombies before you even get onto round 1. And I thought it was a pretty cool way of introducing you onto the map. It just fit the theme of the map, I guess, because you're coming onto this boat, from this boat even onto this island. All of a sudden, you gotta fight like the rest of the people that were on the boats, because you were surrounded by like many other boats full of people. They get infected, so then you have to kill them off. Regardless, I just like the way that they decided to make it like a almost round 0 type of round, and you had to do that to then go on to round 1. Zombies don't give you that many points. They give you like 5 to 10 points per kill, depending on whether you get a headshot or whether you're using the MG or whatnot. However, it still helps you build up a few points, and if you get it just right, you can get enough points to either open up the first door, get yourself quick revive, or to get yourself a gun, or potentially do 2 of those 3 things. The starting off point as well on the beach is a pretty cool way of like starting up. You can't really go into the blood water that much, because as soon as you go in there, there's like a barrier that stops you from going pretty far. It would have been cool to be able to swim in the blood, maybe find something underneath the blood that would have been like hidden, similar to like Zetsubo, where in the spawn room you can go and swim underneath the water and there was a cipher. That would have been a pretty cool thing to put into this map as well, like to implement something like that. But at the same time, I guess if they knew about Zetsubo, that I guess they're trying not to copy it too much. They're trying not to copy other zombie maps. They're trying to keep it original. So I understand certain directions that they might want to go. So obviously, that's not too big of a deal either, really. But yes, the spawn room is a pretty cool idea, pretty cool, in my opinion. A little bit innovative with the way that they have the pre-round 1 sort of round. Another thing I like about this map is the fact that the pack punch is actually very simple to get to. There's nothing worse than trying to get people to like your game than to have such arduous tasks, such as things like the pack punch being difficult to get. If you have the pack punch as a really hard thing to get to, at the same time, you sort of need this pack punch because you need it for like high rounds or whatever to upgrade your weapons, because the weapons on this game are pretty trash. If you need this pack punch and it's something that you need in your game, a good way to bring people into your game and to actually enjoy the game is just by making it simple to use, making it simple to achieve and get to, so then when people are able to, they'll enjoy the game more. It might maybe take them 1 or 2 attempts to get into this pack punch, but it's not like it's going to take them forever to like understand how to get to the pack punch. So in this game, it's very simple. In this map, is very simple. All you have to do is take the minecarts from one direction or one area to another area. You have to do that 3 times through different areas. Eventually, you pick up the Electro Schneller, I think they were called, and these are basically like power sources, like battery type of things, and you just have to place them down into this control panel. Very simple. That's pack punch done. In other maps we've seen with Treyarch, it's been very, very complicated. I think Infinite Warfare had a few maps where their pack punch was very like complicated to like get to, I guess, where maybe for a new player they'd just be turned off and they'd say, I don't want to do this because it's just too difficult and I can't understand it. So for having the pack punch simple to get to, and it was also simple in the final right to get to as well. They're doing that correctly, and they should probably keep it more simple, as again, the pack-a-punch is something that you need in your game if you want to survive anywhere higher than like around 20, around 30. Like, a lot of people just want to play zombies for a bit of fun. Also, it's pretty cool if you're able to get to pack-a-punch, and so that's why I think that's a really good thing in the map, that they have pack-a-punch that's easy to get to. Another thing that I like about this map is the fact that it's not too big. I was talking to Jared yesterday, and he said that reminds him of a Shangri-La type of map, and I actually quite agree with that. It feels very Shangri-La like, the way it's very close quartered in a lot of the areas, a lot of the corridors and whatnot along the beachfronts and stuff. This map overall is just very small. But at the same time, it feels like there's quite a bit in there to actually do. And I was looking at the Easter egg quest just a minute ago, like, because I've only just found out how to do the Easter egg because I've not really been too interested in it. And there's quite a lot to do. There's a lot of complication, I guess, and a little bit confusing. Mostly, all you're having to do is constantly kill zombies to collect souls. But occasionally, you're doing things like shooting down aircrafts and stuff with these anti-aircraft guns, which is really cool to see. You had a similar thing in Zetsubo, where the Easter egg you had to shoot down a plane. But other than that, I don't think we've seen this type of thing before. Obviously, fitting the theme of World War II, where you had quite a lot of people during the actual real-life event. This is World War II. You had like aircraft being shot down all the time, so that fit the theme of having this sort of during a real-life like event, I guess. So I like the way they're trying to tie in real life with this zombies mode as well. So having things like the anti-aircraft guns shooting the planes down to advance onto the next step of this Easter egg was a really cool thing to see as well. And don't get me wrong, there are quite a few other things that I do like about this map as well, but I do want to now go into some of the things I don't like about this map. And I guess the first thing that I can go into on this map, the thing I don't like, and it's going to be a thing that probably most people pick up on the first time playing, is the fog. The fog is way too thick, and it feels like they literally watched like All the Dead and Origins. They see, oh, they like those two maps. It has fog in there. Maybe it'll work. They introduced fog into the Darkest Shore. Fair enough. The fog in the Darkest Shore is really thick though, to the point where it's really hard to see zombies in front of you. And I understand that this is meant to be a scary experience. It's meant to be hard and whatnot. But like, when did a gamer ever say that they wanted fog in front of them to make the game harder? I don't know, it just feels like it's too thick. It feels like it's making it way too difficult for something that shouldn't be there. Like, whenever I'm playing and the fog is just there and it's in the way, I don't like the way how the fog is right there and you can't see in front of you, and all of a sudden there's a load of zombies there. You're still having to deal with all these zombies as well as all this fog as well. It makes it so much more difficult, and you know, a lot of the time you end up getting downed or whatever because of this damn fog, and it's making it really hard trying to play the game, or even just really hard to try and enjoy this particular map. I didn't think the fog was going to be this bad actually. When they said they were going to introduce fog, I just assumed it was going to be like Call of the Dead sort of thing. But the fog is like really thick, and I just don't like the color scheme of the fog, and in that as well. I don't like the color scheme in like either the Final Reich or the Darkest Shore. Like, color scheme in this game so far is really weird. And I actually had some people saying this in my streams the other day as well. Color scheme in World War II Zombies, or in World War II in general, was really off. I know Infinite Warfare had a weird way of like their color scheme, but at least things like stuck out. I noticed that color scheme in the World War II Zombies is really really bland, I guess, because whenever I'm trying to make a thumbnail on my computer and I get a screenshot and I'm trying to cut something out so I make it stand out or something, it's really hard to try and cut it out because you don't know where one thing ends and the next thing starts, because the colors are so similar that like a gun could easily blend into the background or something. And some of you watching this may agree with me because of, you know, you may make thumbnails yourself or whatever on this game. The color scheme is just really bland, and it's hard to make a really enticing thumbnail when the colors are all the same. But regardless, like, that's only, again, a really small thing, not the color scheme. But yeah, the fog is a bit of a bigger thing because it actually affects gameplay. I don't think they'll change it because it's something they want in the game, I guess. I don't know. But it's something I don't like about the map. I will carry on playing it, but the fog is just something that's like something that I just don't like. I wanted to put that there first because I feel like it's going to be something that a lot of you guys like are not going to like either. So that was like one of my main points, I guess, sort of. Another thing is the Easter egg task. So I just spoke about the Easter egg. Looked really confusing. watching some of the tutorials and stuff, and it weren't the way that the Easter egg was described or explained by these particular YouTubers. But it's more like the Easter egg has certain things in there that like it feels like they don't make sense together. I don't know how to describe it as such. But in Treyarch, they always seem to, for the most part, I mean, we'll forget about certain Easter eggs. In Treyarch, they always try to make the Easter egg steps make sense and to roll one step into the other. Whereas in this, it was sort of like, collect this head, place this head over here. Now you need to go and do this and collect souls at this random place. And for some reason, it's like at one point you're collecting souls at this body. And it's like, I don't understand how that works or whatever, like if you're trying to think of it logically. And there was a lot of things that I picked up about, and like again, they were small things, but it's just things that like when you're interested in the mode more than just like a standard fan. It's things that like when you're interested in the Easter egg and when you're interested in the game itself, you look at it and you just think like, this doesn't make sense. The Easter egg is a little bit convoluted. It's like, I don't understand how this connects. And I feel like literally when they make their Easter egg steps, they're just going, oh, let's just throw in all these random steps together and then, yeah, boss fight. Which brings me on to the boss fight, that Easter egg actually. I do like the way how the boss fight changes location in the map. So far we've had boss fights, and the boss fight's literally been in one area, and it's just been, you're stuck in this area, deal with it. If you go in the boss fight and you've got no perks, tough. You got no perks until you complete or die. It's the same with your guns as well and stuff, like, oh, whatever. In this map, you got like boss fight which starts off on the beach and it goes over to different areas. I think you go to like the U-boat area, then you go somewhere else and then go back to the beach. So you're changing area in the map, which is pretty cool to see because again, we've never seen that before. Boss fight's always been within one closed off area, which, you know, it's always cool to see something new and something that actually works. The boss zombies on this map actually suck. In my opinion, they're not too hard to kill, especially if you have a pack-a-punch gun. Which also brings me on to the fact that pack-a-punch weapons are trash. Even when you pack-a-punch your weapons, most of the time they're not too powerful. I do wish that the pack-a-punch camo was good, and also the pack-a-punch like ability, like the damage was better. But that's World War II altogether. I just wanted to quickly throw that in there. The boss zombies themselves, I have no idea what they're called. I think one's called the Wusslig or something. I have no idea what this new one's called with like the 5 arms or like the tentacles or whatever they are. Completely random, I know, but like when I first saw it, I was like, alright, he's the boss. Without a pack-a-punch weapon, it's super difficult to kill him. With a pack-a-punch weapon, it's not too difficult to kill him, if that makes sense. I managed to kill him with the pack-a-punch PPSH fairly quick, but it's not just that, it's just the way that he just comes out of nowhere. I'm pretty sure every time he comes in, zombies spawn into the round quicker than when the round, like between each round, it'll count down from like 20 seconds. The zombies will start spawning in at like 10 seconds to go or something. And normally it gets foggy as well when the guy comes in. So he comes out of nowhere and you just can't see him. But it's not even that, it's just this zombie just sucks. It doesn't really feel like a boss zombie. He looks just like a normal zombie with a few extra arms stuck on his head. So, I don't know. Like I just don't really like the idea of this particular boss zombie. The Wusslig or whatever it's called, with the little thing on his arm, like a club or something. That was in the final Reich. That was, I guess, a cool idea. But again, it just feels like a normal zombie with something extra added onto him. It doesn't feel like you have zombies, then all of a sudden there's this Magua. It doesn't feel like it have zombies and then a Panzer. Like, these are massive boss zombies that, like, you can tell they're a boss zombie. With these zombies, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like, you can almost like look at them and think they're just a standard zombie that's just walking or something. And I think that's about it. My final point I want to make, which is a fairly big point in general, is going to be about this storyline itself. This, I guess, goes more on World War II zombies in general. It's a little bit worrying to see that storyline just is not that important, I guess. It doesn't feel like there's a reason to replay the maps. It doesn't feel like there's much storyline in general. When I was playing the other day, I literally got like 2 quotes in an entire game from Drosten. So there's no quotes in these maps, whereas on Treyarch you have literally per character you will have up to like 40 minutes of constant quotes. And that's not like in the game, that's in the game files. If you stock literally every single quote after quote from each character, you'll have about 40 minutes worth of quotes. So that's, a lot of time they spent in the like recording studios recording their voices, recording all these audio clips and stuff. It feels like with World War Two and Infinite Warfare had this same issue as well. There's just not a lot of quotes, like literally nothing. The only quotes I can remember off the top of my head are just like some random quotes here and there, and then just like really small things like when you're picking up the electroschnellers for the pack punch, they literally go, "Got it," and then they say it again, "Got it, got it." And it's like that's just such a small quote, but it's like the only quote you hear throughout like the almost the entire duration of your game. I've never heard much quotes either. I have the subtitles on as well, just in case I like mishear something or something. So when I don't see the subtitles come up, it's like have I somehow turned off the voices for these characters or something? But it just ends up being the fact that there's just no quotes, and because there's no quotes, there's almost no storyline to be like got from this game. I know there are radios in this map, and I've not yet listened to the radios. I've not yet seen the ending cutscene. But I'm not really wishing for much. I'm not really seeing or hoping for much right now, because I know for a fact that there's just how much story can really come from a few radios and like an ending cutscene when we don't already know anything at all about the story. If it was Treyarch on the other hand, one radio could change the entire storyline, or at least give us a completely new perspective on something else we've already seen. A good example is the Pack Punch jingle, how when we had the first verse, like released only very recently, this gave us a whole new, whole new perspective on the Pack Punch. We finally found out who actually created the Pack Punch, and there was other things that went into it as well, and why this guy actually created the Pack Punch. Whereas with a game mode that you don't know the storyline for, you first will need the base storyline. If all of a sudden there was a quote, like a radio that said on World War II zombies, some guy named like Drosten or whatever, like say if Drosten created the pack punch within World War II zombies, you'd be like, great. I still don't know much else about anything else in this game mode whatsoever. And it's like, it's almost like context. You need it, and you also need the base storyline in this game mode to actually like get hooked onto the storyline. From World at War in Treyarch Zombies, like straight away, with their radios and with like their maps and stuff, like there wasn't that much like storyline to take from it, but from what there was in the radios, all the way from I believe it was Verrucht, as soon as Verrucht came out with the radios, people were there like, oh, what did this say? What did the zombies say when they're trying to hit you and stuff? And there was all these people like speculating different things in the zombie storyline as far as when Treyarch like was doing their zombies and doing their thing back in World at War. And from the second map, which is the first map they decided to do more storyline thing, people were very hooked, very interested into the storyline, to the point where 9 to 10 years down the line, which we're talking about right now, 10 years down the line, people are still very much interested in that storyline. And we're looking at World War II zombies right now, and we just see nothing but people not giving a shit about the storyline, because there's just nothing to care about with the storyline. Again, Final Reich, there was nothing I cared about, so I didn't play it. I didn't have the time to play it either, but I would have found time if there was something just like that draw me in, to something to like. I'm a big storyline person with Treyarch Zombies, and I quite like the storyline sort of in Infinite Warfare Zombies, but I don't know that much about it because it's just there wasn't a lot to draw from it. And so far it feels like in Infinite Warfare Zombies there's going to be an Infinite Warfare Zombies 2, which goes against everything they said when they first brought out the mode, but it's whatever. World War II Zombies, there's just no storyline. It's almost as bad as Infinite Warfare, and that was like on its second map, no storyline, or very little storyline, shall I say. To the point where nobody cares. And that's basically it. I mean, I don't know. They need to add more quotes, more radios, or just more interesting character depth and development. Without this, then obviously people aren't going to care about your game mode, and they just think that they can just half-ass the zombies mode, and I get it right and get people to play it, and people will play it for a bit, especially when a map comes out. Of course, there's going to be YouTubers playing it, there's going to be people who aren't YouTubers who'll play it anyway, like the fans, the people who watch the YouTubers or whatever, they'll play it or watch it on YouTube to see whether it's actually a good game or whether it's a good map, whether it's worth their money. After a week or even it's not even been a week, it's been a few days, and people are already back on Black Ops 3 Zombies, or back on Fortnite, or back on any other game that they were on previously, because again, this map doesn't have replayability, doesn't have any reason for the players to come back to get like lost in a story, or just to get like interested in anything that they have in this map. So there are some of the reasons why I think this map are failing on, or World War II Zombies in general are failing on. But like I said at the beginning of this video, I do like this map. When you look at the standard gameplay and you don't look into it too deeply, this map is fun to play. I will try my best to like still like find time to play this map and stuff, to stream it and stuff, just try and keep like viewership there, I guess, even though there are not many people are wanting to even watch this map being streamed. I still want to be very much part of Zombies. I don't really want to be part of like any other game like Fortnite or whatever, even though I will carry on playing it. I don't want to turn my channel into a Fortnite channel or any other channel. I'm very much interested in Zombies still, and it's just the fact that it's very dry and nobody wants to watch it is the reason why everyone's gone over to other games like Fortnite. But anyway, with that being said, I think that's about everything I wanted to say. So, if you did enjoy this video, or if you agreed with any of the points, or anything else, or there was anything else you wanted to add to this video, because I didn't plan this video, I've literally just gone off the top of my head, which is why I keep on stopping halfway through sentences to try and think of what I was going to say. But regardless, if you've got anything else to add onto this video, please put them down in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Zombies content around here, and like the video if you like the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time in the next video. Peace out.
If I could take you up in paradise like yours, if you will tell me I'm the only one that you know, life could be a dream, sweetheart. Hello, hello again, and hope we'll meet again.